Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Thank you for being here. My name is Jaden, and this is Lighthouse 36. Today I'm going to be doing a general collective reading for Scorpio, the Scorpio Collective, for the month of July 2026. All right, let's get started. I'm doing a bit of a different layout today. I'm going to start with the main energy for the month of July 2026 for the Scorpio Collective, please. Main energy for the month of July 2026 for Scorpio. Oh goodness, we're off to a really good start here, Scorpio. There's material and spiritual prosperity. Wow. With most of the readings this month, there's a lot of spiritual maturity. It seems to be a theme for the month of July for if most of the zodiac signs. So there's certainly here spiritual prosperity and material prosperity. What you create on the inside spiritually must manifest on the outside of you. That's the impression that I'm getting from this card today. Okay, so now let's get a recent past for Scorpio. Recent past, please. The energy from the recent past, please, Spirit, for Scorpio. Okay, we've got throat chakra, which is the ability to communicate and express yourself. One more, please, recent past. Okay, we got two out. Material harvest and disruption, which is equivalent to the Tower card in the traditional tarot. Okay. Presents, please, Spirit. Present. We've got the third eye chakra, which is your intuition, tapping into your psychic abilities. Okay. Financial and material changes. Okay. And near future for Scorpio, please. Near future for Scorpio. Near future for Scorpio, please, Spirit. For Scorpio, July 2026, near future. Passion ignited. Passion ignited. Okay, that's wonderful. All right, let's get some clarifiers, please. Clarifier, please, for material and spiritual prosperity. Tower. Okay, you've got two Tower cards here. All right, can you give us one more clarifier, please, Spirit, for material and spiritual prosperity? We've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, I want one more, please, Spirit. One more, that's too many. One more, please, Spirit. Knave of Swords. Okay, thank you. Please, can you clarify the recent past, third eye chakra, material harvest, and Tower? Please clarify the recent past. Five of Pentacles. And one more, please. The Justice card. Please clarify financial security, please. Please clarify financial security. Wow, cards are just jumping. The Three of Pentacles. One more clarifier, please. The Two of Swords. Okay, and please clarify passion ignited. Please clarify passion ignited. The World. Oh, excellent. Okay. And oh my goodness, Queen of Pentacles. That is amazing. Okay. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, Scorpio, I invite you to ground yourself. That's what I'm going to do right now, and take a few deep breaths. Let's connect with the cards, with the messages from Spirit, with your energy, with Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, Scorpio. This is a collective reading. If this doesn't resonate with you, please try one of your other placements. There's someone out there or a group of Scorpios that really need to hear this message. All right. So, Scorpio, I can see the first really strong message that I'm getting is there's been a loss, okay? There's some kind of loss taking place. It happened in the recent past and it's kind of extending into July, or it could be, at the beginning of July, or at the end, like right into the end of June, beginning of July. Some kind of loss has taken place here, okay? But the good news is that you're going to recover actually quite quickly, okay? Now, in terms of loss, there's a lot of financial cards here on the table. So it makes me think that it may have been something related to financial loss or physical loss, okay? So let me give you some examples. So financial loss could be, you've lost your job. Maybe they were downsizing, cutting back, and you've lost your job. Your job became redundant. Okay, that may be one example. Or perhaps you invested some money and it's not doing so well. Okay, it could be, something unfortunately tragic, like your house burned down, or maybe you were in a certain living situation and now you have to find a new living situation. Maybe your landlord has asked you to leave, or a roommate has asked you to leave, or something along these lines. It could possibly even be a death. Um, um, and if that's you, my heart really, really goes out to you. I'm very sorry for your loss. So it could be someone who's really important to you has passed away. Um, I'm actually getting the example of someone who is an adult still living with their elderly parent, and the parent has passed away. And it's like, now what do I do? That's the example Spirit is giving me. Um, so you're dealing with, you know, having to address your home situation, plus the grieving, the loss of your loved one. I'm so sorry. I'm sending you a big virtual hug. Um, it could be, that your partner has asked for a divorce and finances are tight and you're not sure how you're going to pay all your bills now that your income is separate. It could be with the justice card here that have been entangled in some kind of legal matter for a long time, and you were sure you were going to get a certain amount of money, a certain settlement, but the settlement turned out to be lower than you thought. Okay, so these are all the types of examples that I mean. Okay, so I honestly, Scorpio, if this message is for you, I'm sending you an enormous virtual hug. This does not sound like an easy time for you. But as I said, it looks like there's going to be actually quite a rapid recovery. Um, there's no Eight of Wands here on the table, but this is for the month of July, and the overall theme is material and spiritual prosperity. There's passion ignited. There's the Queen of Pentacles here, which is a very financially abundant queen who can really take good care of herself. Okay, she's very independent. Um, uh, and also the World card, which tells me it's the end of a cycle and a new beginning for you. Okay, so I can see that whatever this loss is, it's not going to go on forever and ever. It seems that it's going to be passing in the month of July. Okay. Um, all right, let's get here to the material and spiritual prosperity. So this is the overall theme for the month. I can see that even though you've had this loss, okay, this financial loss of sorts, uh, or of a person that you love, or both, I can see that you are someone who still remains hopeful, okay? That's not to say that you don't have your moments of feeling down and, wondering, is it ever going to get better, etc., okay? But overall, I see that you're a positive person with the Knight of Swords here. You're communicating what you need, okay, to your spiritual team, to God. You're communicating what you need, and your prayers are indeed being heard. Um, I'm getting the impression that for some of you, this could even be like a child or children around you who are helping you to keep your faith. Okay, say, don't worry, mommy or daddy, it's gonna get better. Or it could even be your inner child. It's going to get better. Around you, there's some kind of youthful energy. This just could be inside of you, or it could be a child of yours. It's going to get better. It's not always going to be this way. Helping you through this somehow. Okay, and with the Knight of Wands here, I can see that even though you've experienced this loss, you're moving forward, okay? You're still trying to manifest what you want. Both of these cards are giving me the impression of manifestation. So you haven't given up hope. You're still manifesting what you want. You know it's going to get better, okay? And it's going to pay off. You're still praying, you're still believing, you're still manifesting. You're still moving forward passionately despite what's going on here. You're not giving up, okay? You're determined to live a material and spiritual prosperous life, and it is going to happen for you. So here with the Tower moment, this is the overall theme. There was another sign, I can't remember, that also got 2 towers. And I'm getting the same kind of feeling here. There's a ripple effect of some sort. So it may feel like it's more than one tower happening in your life, but it's really like a ripple effect, okay? Like a domino effect. Like if you knock one domino, the one behind it and the one behind it, like it keeps going. It's kind of like that. Like something happened, okay, that was kind of like a tower moment in your life, something that you weren't expecting. So like I said, this could be a sudden financial loss or a death, and you weren't expecting it, and it had some repercussions in your life. For example, maybe you were planning to take a vacation and now you can't take that vacation. Or maybe you were planning to stay living in this home that you're living in for a long time, but now you can't. Um, it's had some kind of ripple effect, whatever this tower is. Um, Maybe if you were the example of the person living with their elderly parent, helping to take care of them, it was helping them and it was helping you financially. And now your siblings want you to leave the house and you weren't expecting that. And it's impacting your relationship with your siblings. You'll never see them in the same way again. It's sort of like that type of energy, like, one domino goes down and then the rest of them go down. Like it's having some kind of ripple effect in your life. But the good news is that the um, the tower, there is a tower moment, or part of this ripple effect towards the end is actually something very good is coming in at the end. Okay, something that you're passionate about. And it's like, if it's finances, you're going to recuperate these finances somehow, which is quite incredible. So recent past, we've talked about this in this tower moment. Um, with the third eye here, this is usually about tapping into your intuition, but for some reason, I'm seeing it in this reading as you had a certain vision for yourself, okay? Um, you expected whatever prosperity you were experiencing to continue, okay? Um, but something disrupted this. Something disrupted this prosperity somehow. This is what you envisioned for the rest of your life, but instead you got a tower moment. And like I said, it could be something legal. Um, you know, Maybe your parent left a will saying that, you inherited their home, left you some money, and maybe your siblings disputed that in court and the judge overruled what was written in the will. Okay, so you don't have the home now and you're not sure where you're going to be headed. There's confusion here, like being left out in the cold. Like maybe your stockbroker, you really trusted them and to take care of your money. And, they said, oh, you're going to make millions from this investment. And you didn't, okay? You went broke instead, bankrupt. Um, just something about feeling left out in the cold. You envision things to be a certain way, and for your future, and that didn't happen. Um, you were counting on maybe the courts, to give you a fair ruling, but it didn't happen for you somehow. This could be a settlement, like if you were in an accident, and you didn't get the money that you thought you were going to get, or as much as you thought, or the lawyer's fees were much higher than you imagined. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're quite exhausted and you feel like you're being left out in the cold. Um, oh goodness. Oh goodness, I just realized that I was confusing the throat and third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is here. So yes, what was saying about you not imagining is something that you imagined for yourself just wasn't to be in the recent past and in the present. But here with the throat chakra, Let me just pick up the energy here, what this is about. Oh, okay. It's like you thought if you spoke your truth, say in a courtroom, okay, with a lawyer, you thought if you spoke your truth, it would make a difference. So let's take an example like your parent, the example of living with your parent. And if you thought if you spoke your truth to a lawyer that the reason your parent left the home and funds to you is because, you know, your siblings were estranged or had a terrible relationship with the parent, okay? Um, you thought if you spoke your truth that this would, you know, impact the legal case. This is just an example, positively, but it didn't. It didn't seem to make a difference for some reason. Or if you spoke with your siblings, okay, and asked them, please, can I stay here at least another 6 months until the settlement comes through, until mom or dad's will is settled, okay? You thought if you spoke your truth that, you know, people would have compassion for you, your siblings would have compassion for you, but they did not show you compassion. You were left out in the cold somehow. Or you thought, for example, at work, um, you know, if you spoke your truth to your boss about something, that, let's say, you've been working for them for 10 years, putting in a lot of overtime without getting paid, and you suddenly set a boundary and, you know, said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be working any more overtime unless I'm paid or, you know, financially compensated or with lieu time. um, and you thought, you know, that that conversation went well, or that you need a promotion or you need a raise, and then suddenly you're out of a job because you spoke your truth. Okay? Something's got you feeling outside, um, like outside, like not sure where to go, what to do now here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Scorpio. You imagine this, like maybe having a candid conversation with your boss would lead to a raise or a promotion, but instead you got this, okay? Or if you spoke to a lawyer, you know, you would get this, but you ended up with this. Or if you spoke to a trusted investor, you would get this, but instead you got this, okay? Um, there's been an injustice here. There's been some kind of injustice here. So what you were seeing did not come true. And this card, I've had this deck for about 20 years. And this card to me is always about some kind of financial restraints, okay? Financial and material changes, it says. Um, there's been some kind of change here. There's some kind of restraint and you're feeling it. And you're not sure, um, um, you know, you're kind of like at the crossroads. What do I do now? Excuse me. What do I do now? And with the Three of Pentacles here, um, you know, this is about community. You reaching out, and you have reached out. You've reached out, you know, to a lawyer, um, reached out to various people, your siblings, but they're not responding. It's like it's interesting that this is the Three of Pentacles, which is about community, but she's here by herself. And I'm not reading body parts. You could be a he or she. Um, it's like you're on your own. Of course, spirit is with you. Um, it's like you reached out to your community. You've helped so many people, but now no one's here to help you. and you're focusing on yourself, okay? Trying to focus on what you love. Perhaps you are familiar with the law of attraction, and you know that you need to focus on prosperity and joy and what you love in order to attract more abundance. Perhaps that's what you're doing here. Um, and if that is what you're doing, maybe that's Spirit's advice to you. Yes. Spirit's advice to you is to focus on what you love, okay? Despite all of this that's going on, focus on what you love, what brings you joy. And that is what's going to bring in this material and spiritual prosperity. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So this may be your reality, these towers, this financial restraint, okay? That may be your reality. But Spirit is asking you to focus on what you love instead, okay? Instead of all this drama, of course you need to do what you need to do, okay? If you need to move out of your home, then you do need to look for another place. Perhaps you can just rent a room for a little while instead of, you know, or share a home with roommates instead of getting your own place fully initially. Like, make sure you take care of your basic needs, okay, and what you need to do. Um, but if you focus on what you love and what brings you joy instead of all this drama going on, it's going to bring this material and spiritual prosperity quite quickly for you, okay? Passion ignited, something that you're passionate about. So focus on what you're passionate about as much as you can during these trying times. Interesting. Yes, address. I'm hearing, address what needs to be addressed, but try not to spend all of your energy, okay, reliving everything that's happened in your head, um, focusing on anger and disappointment, etc., worry, okay? Focus on what you love instead. Bring your focus to what you love, okay? And truly, you're not alone here. Spirit is with you, okay? We're never alone. So that is Spirit's advice to you, to focus on what you love, what you're passionate about. And this is going to bring in this material and spiritual prosperity, because this is something, when you see by you doing this, that it shifts the energy, okay? You're going to know that this is like a tool in your belt now for the rest of your life. You'll know what to do when, bad things happen, when challenges happen, okay? You'll know how to shift the energy in the future. So I feel like, even though there's not an Eight of Wands here, like, it's going to shift quite quickly once you start doing this, because Spirit wants to show you that this actually does work, okay? Because I see here with the World card, there's an end to the cycle. So this cycle will end and a new beginning, okay? Like, look at you. You're just shining. You're sparkling, okay? There's no more of this here, of being left out in the cold. There's no more of that. I can see, like, this is going to bring you into balance here, okay? It's going to bring you into balance. So focus on what you love and on your spirituality is what I'm hearing. Focus on your spirituality, maybe meditation, okay? It's going to bring you into balance. Do your healing work. So what I mean by that is journaling, what's her name? the crappy childhood fairy, she has this free meditation that she can share with you. It's a tip that she does every morning still to this day, where you get all your negative energy out in a journal and then you meditate, okay? Or then you move on with, to what you love, because you've gotten all that energy out in your journal. Okay, maybe for some I'm hearing it's running or walking out in nature. You get all that crap, excuse my language, out, and then you can focus on what you love. Okay, that's Spirit's advice to you. And this will be the result, the end of a cycle, okay, and a new beginning, which is very materially and spiritually prosperous. Okay, follow your passion. This new beginning, you're going to be very passionate about it. And I see here the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be very prosperous. Um, there's a financial, independent kind of energy here. But you see, it's very interesting because with this Queen of Pentacles, she's actually with a partner, you know? So one of the worst times of your life may result in one of the best times of your life. Maybe you, by focusing on what you love and on your spirituality, maybe suddenly you meet the love of your life and your whole life changes. Maybe you meet a Queen of Wands, okay? A Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you meet the Queen of Pentacles and he or she shares their abundance with you. There's something here that's turning. There's a turning of the tides, and it turns quite quickly. So the secret is to focus on your spirituality, your healing, so that the healing part can be, the journaling. It could be working with an energetic healer, talking to a psychologist about it, or a very good trusted friend, doing some, and if you can't afford it, there's lots of free stuff on YouTube, Reiki healing. There's a lot that you can do for free, guided meditations with YouTube. Okay, focus on that and what you love. Okay, and there's going to be an excellent result here, and things are going to turn around quite rapidly for you. Okay, let's get an oracle card, please, Spirit, for the Scorpio Collective. Let's get an oracle card for the Scorpio Collective, please, Spirit. Okay. All right, there's 3 here. I'm going to take them. Spirit obviously really wants to speak with you. Morrigan or Morgana. Your task as a light warrior is not only to fight against external obstacles, but also against inner doubt, fear, and negative patterns. Oh my goodness, what a confirmation of what was said here. So Spirit is confirming, okay, that they want you, instead of focusing on all of this negativity and drama, yes, do take the steps that you need to take in order to take care of yourself, okay? But instead of focusing on all that negativity and negative patterns, like with your siblings, for instance, if you have a contentious relationship, instead of focusing on that, like a broken record in your head, focus on your spirituality and what you love, what brings you joy, okay? That's Spirit's confirming that again, okay? And that's going to lead you to this, the passion ignited, the world, the Queen of Pentacles, this material and spiritual prosperity, okay? By focusing on what you love. Does that mean you ignore all your feelings? Of course not. Get them out in that journal or in a run. Get all that negativity out, okay? So that you can focus on what you love. The quest, every ending is a new beginning. When you complete a cycle, you are better equipped to embrace new challenges. Yeah. And that goes back to what I was saying, that once you have this tool in your belt, um, uh, in your tool belt, and you see that it actually works, because I see it happening actually quite quickly here. You have this for the future, okay? Because this is the planet Earth. Negative things are going to happen. Um, okay, you'll feel more empowered to deal with anything that comes your way in the future, any kind of negativity that comes your way. You'll be feeling much more empowered now that you'll have this extra tool in your tool belt. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. And I just wanted to say, um, here about a new beginning, an ending, a new beginning. That's exactly the world card here. There's an ending and there's a new beginning. There's a confirmation of that. Okay. The mother, you receive unconditional love, care, and wisdom from the primal force of the earth, which nurtures and protects all living beings. So from this, I'm really getting that um, you're giving birth to something, okay? You're giving birth to a whole new life here. Um, there's a whole new life here that you're giving birth to a new you. Oh, just beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's get one last message from the angels. Angels, any confirmation, clarification, or additional message, please? Yeah, I really feel, I think I talked about it here. I may be wrong, maybe confusing the readings, but if I didn't, there's like a youthful energy here. Yes, I think I talked about it here, connecting with your inner child or a child that you do have, okay? Maybe you're, with the passion here, you're following a very old dream that you've had, okay? From your childhood or from when you were a youth, and you're giving birth to that. There's like a young energy there. Okay, angels, any last message for Scorpio? Confirmation, clarification, or additional message? Thank you, angels. Yeah, I suddenly got like a feeling of quiet, of peace, okay? Um, there's going to be peace here, spiritual maturity, a peace here of some sort. Like, oh, I can breathe now, this type of energy. Yeah, there's fulfillment here. Look, the doors are opening for you. There's fulfillment. So whatever drama, negativity is happening here, it's not going to be forever, okay? It's actually going to pass quite quickly if you follow Spirit's advice here about focusing on your spirituality and your joy, whatever it is that you love, whatever it is you're passionate about. They could be your children, okay? Whatever it is you're passionate about. Um, is that, yes, there, I see some hard times here that you're going through, but it ends quite quickly, and there's a new beginning, and it's quite a prosperous one for you, excuse me. There's fulfillment here. You're being led to these gates, okay, and the doors are opening for you. And they're opening for you by focusing on what you love, your spirituality, uh, focusing on these things, and you're going to be walking through these doors and giving birth to something really wonderful, a new you, a new life. It's I'm hearing the word comeback, like I'm hearing the greatest comeback of all. The greatest comeback of all, and I'm seeing Rocky in the original movie, you know? Rocky went through some really difficult times, and he focused on what he loved. The woman he loved and his career. He loved boxing, being fit. he focused on that, and you know, and he walked through these doors. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Scorpio, thank you for being here. I'm wishing you all the very best on your journey and sending you so much love. Hang in there. Better times are ahead. Um, and if you found this reading to be helpful, please show this channel some love. It really does help the channel to grow. Thank you so much and take good care. Bye.